Hello, my name is Kevin, and I'm brother to Keith Lay, who's creating the distance music around Lake Eola in Orlando, Florida. This video is to inform you how this system basically works and where I am in putting it all together. It's not a real pretty video like Keith's, but hopefully it'll give you a sense of how this thing works. So this beast is the valve, and you'll see that there's an inlet coming in through here. That's where the compressed air will come in, and then out of this side it goes right to the train horn, and in between is a gate, and the gate is magnetically operated. The way that we magnetically actuate the gate is through electricity coming through these wires here, so that when there's current flowing through these wires, the coil inside the valve operates the gate and allows the air to pass through into the train horn, and it makes the sound. And when we want the sound to stop, then we remove the current from these wires. And the idea is we want these on and off, these little pulses of current, to be as short as we can, because Keith is looking for these really short staccato notes in order for each one of them to be heard really clearly across the lake. So how do we get these short notes happening from a distance? Well, if we follow the coil, the wires of the coil kind of go all the way up, we end up in this little device here called a relay. And you'll see he's connected to the relay. What the relay does is he allows the small current coming in through here to control this big current. So this little small current, when it says turn on, then this relay closes and causes the current to flow through and causes the actuator here in the valve to go. So what's the small controlling current is coming from this little tiny device here, which is a radio and a microprocessor. So what happens is this radio, this whole unit of radio, package of radio, relay, valve, and then the battery, which runs all of them. These guys are all floating around in the Swan boat as a part of the train horn package, and we call the sounder. And this radio actually receives signals from a mile off on the shore. And you see this little radio here's got a wire. This little white wire is actually an antenna, and this USB port coming into the radio is not really carrying anything data-wise. It's really just a convenient way for me to connect a phone battery pack via USB cable to this fellow. How do we get the signal to this guy? It has a companion radio, and this companion radio is connected to a computer, and he's connected at the on the shore. I call him the hub. He's got it's a very similar antenna, actually. It's the same frequency. So each sounder, each of these radios are going to be operating on a different radio frequency, and each of those similarly each of those radio frequencies will correspond to a certain note. So when we want to turn on a note, we just send a signal, an on and an off signal, to the right frequency. So I want to demonstrate. This is so we'll be sending some pulses over this radio link here to turn on and off the relay, and the idea is to see how quickly I could, how quickly I can send an on followed by an off, and we can look at it on the scope. I have this little program here on the computer that is attached to the hub, and this little guy, I call him a strobe, and I can vary the period of the how fast I'm sending these little pulses. So all I have to do is turn it on, and you'll hear the valve actuating. Right now it's actuating about every 476 milliseconds. And you'll see over here on the sounder side that there's an LED flashes every time we see an on. Every time that relay closes, then we get some current. And on the scope, we see, sure enough, a pulse of current going to the what will be the well, it's going to the train horn, and that is really narrow. It's probably as narrow as we'll ever want it. It's along the lines of 30 or 40 milliseconds wide. So we can, I demonstrate that we can send a 30 millisecond wide note, which I think is more than enough for what Keith wants. And I don't know how quickly he's going to want to send notes, but we can get these guys sending pretty quickly. There's about 4 a second at 250, about 5 a second, and it's pretty steady. Back here. And we can go a little faster. It starts getting a little, when I get 10 notes a second, it starts to get a little uneven. And I'm not sure why yet. But if Keith needs them that fast, I'll find out. And it might be just that this program is just slow. I'm not sure. Thanks. That's what I wanted to show you there. Hope that's helpful. Hope that gives you grand confidence in technology and that we can totally pull this off and have this amazing experience of sound on a big scale. Thanks.